Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and let me tell you a story. As you know, ProCoinNews.com is the official sponsor of the Digital Asset Investor Hunting and Fishing Club. Well, at my hunting and fishing club, my refrigerator that's down there broke, and so we decided we wanted to replace the refrigerator, but we didn't want to spend a lot of money because it's at a hunt camp, for crying out loud. So my father, who is the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel, found a $200 refrigerator on Facebook ads. I went to pick it up. I did not realize the nightmare that would ensue. So I go into this house and I go into the kitchen and the refrigerator is in there, and I wasn't expecting anything nice. Don't get me wrong. I was expecting a $200 refrigerator. Problem was that we couldn't get the refrigerator through the door. So the guy says, well, the people that put it in here, they had to take the door off. And so I'm the one who got appointed to figure out how to take the door off. So I unscrew the top to start taking the thing to take the door off. And as I unscrew the top left corner, I found out it was the wrong corner to get the door off. Well, when I unscrewed it, roaches started pouring out of it, live roaches. Then I found out that was the wrong corner, so I opened the other corner, and again, live roaches come flying out of the thing, like all over the place. So I was completely disgusted. Then the lady comes out and starts spraying where the roaches are with roach spray, which is too late because you've already got the roaches are already there. I mean, it's not like killing the roaches is going to help us or anything at this point. Just swat them out of the way and let us carry them. Well, now the refrigerator is greasy to the touch. And so we're trying to get a greasy refrigerator out the door that's heavy. I'm worried it's going to drop on my son. Anyway, one thing leads to another. We figured out by some miracle how to get this thing out of there. And then I took it down to my hunt club and we set it up, and by some miracle it worked. But I told my father, who's the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel, I said, well, I'm not taking any part in cleaning this thing up. I've already been through hell here, so you can have it now. I'll let you do what you want to do with it. So that's what I've been doing today. That's why I'm doing this video at 4:55, but I am going to get it done, and I do have some good material for you. So that's my roach story. And because ProCoinNews.com sponsors my hunt club, I'm going to put a ProCoin News sticker on that refrigerator so that every time I'll show you pictures of that refrigerator down there, and you'll know that ProCoinNews.com sponsored that hunt club and that refrigerator. All right. So this article on ProCoin News caught my attention today. Warning, avoid this new Telegram crypto scam. And I wanted to just remind you all, these hackers come up with all sorts of methods. In this one, it's really scary because apparently there's some kind of thing that will auto-download ransomware of some sort that will auto-download if you're on Telegram and you don't have your settings that are set so that it doesn't auto-download. Anyway, my point is I wanted to show you this so that you're aware of this, but also you're just aware. That's why I keep telling you about PureVPN. Access any crypto platform securely. You need to have an antivirus, and you need to have a PureVPN. The PureVPN, there's a link to it in the description of this video at the top. You'll see it. Everybody listening to my voice needs an antivirus and a virtual private network set up so you can surf anonymously. So go check it out. Now, Crypto Bull. He is apparently getting bullish because his charts and his little comments are getting more and more bullish. XRP triangles and price explosion. So he's showing you the triangles. I guess the triangles mean something in T8. And he keeps putting that $15 out there, and I'm not complaining about it. Now, to Bitcoin maxis gone wild. My favorite two Bitcoin maxis gone wild are Anthony Pompliano and Michael Saylor. Here, Anthony Pompliano, I thought that Anthony Pompliano had been kicked off of CNBC ever since he said that money is stored energy, but I guess I was wrong. They're still going to let him on as long as he will talk about nothing but Bitcoin. They want to have him on there because their masters are telling them you've got to talk about Bitcoin, but don't talk about the things that are better. Now, in this exchange, he's giving more of the Anthony Pompliano rationalizations for how Bitcoin expending tons of energy is a good thing and shouldn't be paid attention to. But notice, and this is what I find fascinating about Anthony Pompliano, notice that no matter what, even when the interviewer asks him about other digital currencies, he immediately steers away because he can't talk about the fact, and I do mean fact, that other digital assets don't have the energy problem that Bitcoin has. He refuses to leave his precious Bitcoin behind. I have this feeling that this story does not end well for him, but maybe he'll be okay, and it can be called a store of value from now on. But I have this sinking feeling that whoever has propped Anthony Pompliano up so that he can do nothing but pump their precious Bitcoin for all these years, I have a feeling they're going to pull the plug on this guy at some point. I just have this feeling. Listen to it, and the reason is because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense that it's like when they roll out the black and white TVs, and it would be as if the black and white TVs come out and then some religion is built around black and white TVs. And for that reason, you can never talk about anything except black and white TVs, even when they're showing you a freaking 4D TV in HD and everything else that we have today. Anthony Pompliano would be saying, well, but you don't need that because Bitcoin is a pure black and white of whatever he says. Now, listen to this. This is, if I can get it to play, here we go.
The article, Anthony, I've referenced it before, that blockchain is here to stay, but that Bitcoin is sort of the beginning of the
it's the black and white
usage
TV
of blockchain, and there will be a coin that uses much less energy.
There already is.
That's very similar to Bitcoin that
years.
will replace it down the road, and we shouldn't fall in love with Bitcoin at this point. Did you see that article?
I have. I think the energy argument is interesting. There's two key points that I think people kind of lose in the conversation. The first is that there's a linear relationship between energy consumption and the U.S. dollar system. So in order to support more users and more transactions, we need to consume more energy. We need more data centers.
You don't need to consume more energy. You don't have to with XRP. XRP is scarce just like Bitcoin. You don't have to consume the energy, and he knows this. That's why he has to come up with all these BS rationalizations for the energy use, and he knows it. You can tell he knows he's BSing as he's talking.
Bank branches, more ATMs, etc. The Bitcoin blockchain at the layer one doesn't have that same linear relationship. So regardless of how many transactions fit into a block of transactions, there is the same energy consumption. So as it scales, Bitcoin becomes more and more efficient because you can pack more economic value into each one of those blocks. Whereas in the legacy system, as you scale, you need to consume more energy. That's first of all. The second thing is that we shouldn't apologize for the use of energy. Important things in the world use energy. And so when you ultimately look at Bitcoin specifically, a very large percentage of the mix is actually renewable energy. It's driving all sorts of R&D in the renewable space. And what we start to see is that if you want to protect your purchasing power, that is the key to Bitcoin.
You do realize that, and it's Bitcoin and Ethereum, you do realize that there are forces in play right now, in their media forces, their money forces, their Wall Street forces, that this is what we've been watching for years now. There are forces that are intentionally trying to steer our country in the direction of lesser technologies, and I'll say them, Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're intentionally trying, for some weirdo reason, maybe just money reasons, trying to steer our country in the path of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and it's one big lie. It's a big lie. They don't work. Proof of work doesn't work. It never did, and these guys know it. And they're having to constantly come up with these rationalizations that make no sense. Like when he said that one time that money is stored energy, it was kind of like it reminds me of Ralphie on A Christmas Story. We just got through Christmas when the dad hits when the bolts go flying and he's like, "Oh fudge," but it wasn't that word; it was the word. Well, that's what it reminded me of when Anthony Pompliano said that money was stored energy. He had this look on his face like, "Oh, did they buy it?" It was like that same kind of painful. All right. Now, let's look at XRP. It looks like XRP it was at about 94 cents a minute ago when I was looking. And one thing that's curious to me, all the sales and buys in the U.S. are shut down, but somebody's buying and selling in the U.S. That's all I got to say. Okay, now let's look at this. More Joseph Lubin greatest hits. Here's one I found today. Listen to this.
The Ethereum Foundation rightly made the decision to set up shop in Switzerland for philosophical and political reasons. And many were concerned that the United States would be a dangerous place to operate or live, given that some people felt like we were issuing a currency. We thought of it as a crypto commodity or a crypto fuel, but certainly it had a lot of the characteristics of Bitcoin and could be considered a cryptocurrency, is a cryptocurrency. And in the past, the United States government hadn't treated people kindly who thought that they could issue their own token of value. And we've seen some interesting discussions over the past years about whether those value tokens should be all considered securities or not. I think the SEC has done some really great thinking about the fact that some of these value tokens can be just utility tokens, and that's where our legal work landed us, and that's where the world seems to have landed as well.
Right. Okay. And then I saw this tweet today. Let me make sure I follow this person right here. I do not, but I do now because they made a good point. Did Hinman or Clayton violate the Sherman Act and commit a felony when they singled out Ripple and XRP for a lawsuit, knowing that they would manipulate the market and take jobs from competitors? Look at this part of the Sherman Antitrust Act. It says violations of the Sherman Antitrust Act include practices such as fixing prices, rigging contract bids, and allocating consumers between businesses that shouldn't be competing for them. Such violations constitute felonies. As such, they may be punished with heavy fines or prison time. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but I know something smells really bad in this whole thing. I don't know if these guys broke the law. But I think it's worthy of an investigation. Now, check this out. This is from TAIG.
Whatever upside. And when you're talking about utility tokens, you're talking about the way that we can actually collaborate. So I think that's like...
That makes perfect sense. So the SEC has this dilemma. Other regulators around the world have a dilemma. The problem is that there are a lot of great projects. There are a lot of bad projects, a lot of fraudulent projects, a lot of projects that are selling what could and should be good, well-constructed consumer utility tokens, but they're selling them to investors in enormous quantities and quantities far greater than they could actually use. So they're really selling them as an investment. And so the SEC's opinion, from what we've discerned, is that those things constitute securities.
Let
me see here. There was more to this.
The SEC's opinion, from what we've discerned, is that those things constitute securities. So we have a framework that enables us to sell consumer utility tokens, not in enormous quantities, not with discounts for large investors.
See, and the point TAIG is making here is that we have Joseph Lubin on video. himself say, in his own words, saying that if you were a whale and you wanted to buy millions of dollars of Ethereum, that you can buy it with an email address, and they're going to help you disguise your identity. Okay, we've got him on video saying it. So I mean, this is just not true what he's saying here. Now, this is an important thing because, folks, I'm telling you, listen to the words coming out of my mouth, folks. There is a war going on in Silicon Valley, and I think because I've been watching, I've been paying attention, as we have started to show the timeline and put out the video of what happened with Ethereum when in 2018, that Hinman speech. I don't think people realized at the time, but I think now that we've shown the world what really went on and we put the timeline together, I think that a lot of these billionaires in Silicon Valley, like Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey, and I think Brad Garlinghouse has even learned a few things. I think they've seen it, and I think there's a literal, not like an all-out war, but I think there's a war of words going on, and it's the Jack Dorseys and some of these guys letting the guys at Andreessen Horowitz and some of these other people that were involved in the venture capital working group, they're letting them know, we know what you did. This Web3 that you're talking about, we know what you really mean. Web3 is Ethereum free pass. Web3, you're talking about having this new web just built on Ethereum is what you guys tried to pull off. I think they're telling them they know this. Look at John Deaton's thread. He said, how Web3 and the Ether free pass was born. Recently, Jack Dorsey was blocked by Mark Andreessen. This is Mark Andreessen. Over Jack's observation regarding the inherent interests of VCs related to Web3. What is Web3? Web3, much like other buzzwords you hear, Bitcoin, NFTs, etc., is based on blockchain technology. As of now, most of it is based on the Ethereum blockchain. In fact, Ethereum co-founder Gavin Wood first coined the term Web3 in 2014. He now runs the Web3 Foundation. Also 2014. These are the founders, Stephen Narioff, Gavin Wood, Vitalik Buterin, and Ethereum, Joseph Lubin, and others orchestrated the world's first ICO Ether. In 2017, Bill Hinman, as Director of Corporate Finance, arranged a meeting with Joe Lubin and Consensus. That meeting took place December 13th, 2017. The initial meeting between Hinman and Lubin occurred at the height of the ICO craze, following Ether's successful crowd sale model, but Hinman and Lubin Consensus meeting wasn't about Ethereum's ICO. Instead, it was the beginning of a very mutually beneficial alliance. Alliance isn't my word. The next day, Matt Corva, the general counsel for Consensus, publicly stated that Consensus and the Brooklyn Project was building an alliance with the SEC. Jay Clayton's law firm, Sullivan & Cromwell, represented Lubin and Consensus when they met with Hinman in December 2017. The following month, on January 25th, the SEC Chairman Clayton met with Andreessen Horowitz Chris Dixon and instructed Dixon to get together with industry players and submit a proposal of how the SEC should proceed with digital assets. How do we know all of this? And then he's got one of his links here. Ness has said that after appearing at Stanford event on January, Lowell Ness is the attorney for Andreessen Horowitz, Clayton made his way over to Andreessen the next morning and invited Chris Dixon to round up the industry players, ask a proposal on where to go from here. And then he says, but which industry players did Chris Dixon round up? XRP and the XRP Ledger was created in 2012 by Jed McCaleb, Joel Katz, and Arthur Brito. XRP was the second crypto asset ever created after Bitcoin. In January 2018, XRP was second largest crypto asset by market cap, not Ethereum. Certainly the second largest crypto asset would be represented in this industry group, but according to Gasparino and Eleanor Terrett's reporting, Ripple was not invited by Dixon to be a part of this industry group. We know Lowell Ness was the lead attorney writing the memo. According to Ness, he had been representing Andreessen Horowitz on all of their crypto investments since the beginning, and he got the chance to write all that stuff. Ness said the general reception from the SEC when those meetings began were really positive. He adds, It was an interesting dichotomy between their public-facing, incredibly vituperative, ooh, that word's tough, statements that they were making this interesting welcome, but that we got privately. Interesting welcome. All right, so who exactly was represented in this industry group and received such warm reception by the SEC? We know several law firms were involved, but who exactly did they represent? Ness stated he brought a couple of other law firms to help, but did anyone represent a non-Ethereum crypto project? When you read the memo and safe harbor proposal, only one crypto is mentioned, Ethereum. Why would Ethereum be the only crypto or sorry, lost my place. Why would Ether be the only crypto or digital asset referenced in providing a safe harbor? Once again, were all the industry players that Chris Dixon rounded up part of Ether ecosystem? These questions need to be answered. Of course, the questions must first be asked. Why wasn't XRP represented? Before claiming Ether is so different, consider how Vitalik described Ether's ICO, insisting it would be an opportunity for anyone to purchase Ether, which he said was a currency inside the Ethereum system, sort of like XRP in Ripple, okay? And that's a video of him saying it. Some people attempt to dismiss the Ether free pass as a conspiracy theory, yet they can't refute what we've assembled because all we've done is played their own interviews or speeches and made a timeline. People who were intimately involved have spoken out and recognized the truth. Joseph Grunfest acted as an SEC liaison for Stephen Narioff, who is self-described architect of the Ether ICO. Grunfest isn't a conspiracy theorist, nor is he against Ether. He has called into question Clayton and others' motives in bringing the case against Ripple, against XRP. Even people who were part of the industry group, chosen by Chris Dixon, Lowell Ness, have commented the Ether free pass makes no logical or legal sense. Watch the video below and listen to Nancy Wotas and Wendy Moore discuss how odd it was for Hinman to give Ether the pass. This thing goes. This is an excellent thread right here. John Deaton is the master of the thread. And look, folks, this can't be ignored. These people that we've got them. They're in a corner. We've got them exactly where they belong, and all we ever asked for is a level playing field for XRP and other digital assets. We want a level playing field. I'm not interested. Look, as much as many of them deserve it, I'm not interested in anybody getting in trouble. All I want is a level playing field, because I know, and I've always known, that if XRP was put on a level playing field with Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's game over for Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's the whole reason all this was done, folks. And everybody knows it. And these guys are not getting off the hook. These guys are going to have to answer for this. They better hope that there's a level playing field soon, because there are thousands of us that aren't going away because what's been done is not right. And I'm not accusing anybody of any illegalities. I'm just saying this thing smells worse than my 15-year-old's dirty socks. And they smell bad, trust me. Okay, moving along. I was going to show you this real quick from TAIG. This guy finds everything. He did a Google search for JP Morgan in One River, where Jay Clayton happened to end up. And he was shocked by how many people worked at JP Morgan, or used to work at JP Morgan before they got there. What? That's one hell of a coincidence. Now, I wanted to remind everybody before I go, link to, you can use your Uphold wallet and use that Uphold wallet the rest of December to make an investment, and link to will put $1,000 of XRP back in your wallet. Invest in Ripple private equity using XRP from your Uphold wallet, and they will give you $1,500 of XRP. They are one of my sponsors. I'm also a customer. I'm actually thinking about buying some myself before the end of the year so that they can give me $1,000. Maybe, I don't know if I'd buy Ripple or one of the other issues. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family to go check out link to linqto.com. It's for accredited investors only, but it's worth checking out because you can get some of these unicorns that Look, folks, this is, I've said it 1,000 times. When the internet came about, all you could do is have the private equity. This time, you can have digital assets and private equity. The best of both worlds.